Manvi, are you there? Okay, Jasprit, you may please take it forward. Yeah.
The ending of an important chapter in life. It can be touching, yet metamorphic experience. While signifying growth, it also marks change and the beginning of something new. Reflecting on the closing of one chapter enables us to appreciate the journey, lessons learned, and the person we've become in the deal. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and fellow speech crafters, a very good evening to each one of you. I welcome you all to Batch 7 Speechcraft Session 8, Season 2, the very last session for this batch. On this occasion, let's reflect, evaluate, and analyze our journey throughout the entire Speechcraft program. Let's catch hold of our loose ends and make an attempt to tie them together. On this note, let's move ahead with the session today. We have a few role takers with us for the day. They will help us navigate through the session. The first role taker is the timer. Toastmaster Dev is the timer for today. This, I guess, is the most crucial role in the meeting. I realized how overwhelming this role could be when I became a timer recently. Thankfully, I had already taken all the tips from Toastmaster Dev, and I was able to maneuver through the entire meeting very easily. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dev, or Timer Dev, as we have started calling you in all our conversations. Now, I would like to invite you to come forward and brief everyone about the timings.
Thank you, Toastmaster Didi. As the timer today, I will be taking the note of your speech timing. For the Speechcraft speeches, the time allotted is to 3 to 5 minutes. I will show the green card at 3 minutes, the yellow card at 4 minutes, and the red card at 5 minutes. There is a 30 seconds of grace period on the upper side. For table topics, the time allotted is 1 to 2 minutes. I will show the green card at 1 minute, the yellow card at 1 minute, 30 seconds, and the red card at 2 minutes. There is a 30 seconds of grace period on the upper side. For the evaluator, the time allotted is 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. There is grace period of 30 seconds on both the sides. That's all for my role. Over to you, a wonderful Toastmaster of the.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev. As we undertake this reflective journey, let us take a moment to appreciate the collective experiences we had, challenges that we faced, and the victories that we clinched. All these have helped us sharpen the rough edges in the past 2 months. Today is the day when we'll witness the result of this. With this, we move on to our first section of the day, a section which used to give butterflies in the stomach and a brain freeze to many, rather most of us. Yes, I'm talking about the table topics. I'm so glad to say that now all the speech crafters have moved much ahead. They don't let their butterflies fly too high, as they have learned how to soar higher and higher with the wings of their imagination. Thanks to the Speechcraft program. To take the table topics further ahead from here, I'll call speech crafter Renu Saini, who is the table topics master of the day. Over to you, speech crafter Renu Saini.
Thank you, Jaspreet. Mark Twain had once said, "It usually takes me more than 3 weeks to prepare a good impromptu speech." But not at Gabby's Speechcraft. Here, impromptu speeches means impromptu speeches. So, are we all ready for the speeches? So who's going to take the first table topic? Anyone who would want volunteer? Or shall I? Okay, we have speech crafter Chitra. Okay, Chitra, ready?
Ready.
Which 3 mobile apps have made things easier for you? Chitra, which 3 mobile apps have made things easier for you?
Nowadays, mobile is an essential tool which we carry every day. For a second, if we lost our mobile or we keep somewhere and we are not able to find, we just became like, oh, where is my mobile? Our mobile, do we think that only mobile has the value? No. The apps which are present in that mobile has the value. As a person, we enjoy from entertainment to education to having our free time, watching movies, listening music, everything we do on our mobile. The 3 apps which I personally like is first of a music apps. Since whenever I'm traveling, anywhere I'm traveling, I can make my time for myself and engross in the music and keep my mind calm and enjoy my me time. Second app which I always like is Pinterest. Since I used to see lots of variety after completing an image consultant program, everywhere when I have to suggest some things to the client, I just go to the Pinterest. It's give me an immense images which helps me to explain it to my client. If I am suggesting something, how it will look on them. The third, which I of course like, is banking apps, which made our life so easy that nowadays we don't go to the banks. We just do everything in just a click, and everything is on the whole. The payments are done in a click. Everything is done on a click. So yes, these are the 3 apps which I like the most. And of course, mobile is one of the essential tool if we are using it in a proper way. Thank you so much.
That is really correct, speech crafter Chitra. There are so many other apps, we actually can't think about them also, but you have rightly picked up good 3. Who's going next? Do we have any volunteer? Sarah? Okay, speech crafter Sarah. Are you ready, Sarah?
Yes.
Sarah, do you like cooking?
I mean, I'll take a question on it.
Okay. Kneading a dough out of a flour would be the last thing I would do in the kitchen.
Could you repeat the topic once again? Kneading a
Yes.
dough out of a flour.
Would be the last thing I would do in the kitchen.
Kneading a dough out of a flour would be the last thing I would do in the kitchen. This is absolutely true. Reason being, recently I have started living independently. And before that, I was under the cover of my parents, where I used to be given my morning coffee in the bed as soon as I used to wake up. And I didn't have to worry much about the food or the clothing or any other thing per se. And I had no interest in cooking whatsoever. The only things I could cook was Maggie and tea. The only 2 things which I thought would be enough for me to survive in case I had to ever live on my own. But little did I know that that is not how it works. You need to know a little more. And definitely, cooking is more than just, kneading a dough out of a flour. It is more than just putting some ingredients together. You need to know, you need to follow the step-by-step recipes. You need to know how to make a proper dish in order to survive. And yes, it's been 6 months since I have started living alone. And although I do not enjoy cooking, but it is a necessity. And I have learned that I need to do it in order to survive. Thank you.
Very well said. It is a difficult task. You need to learn and get trained on it. Thank you, Sarah, for that. Who would take the topic next? Any volunteer? There's no one. Should I give one to Jaspreet or Smriti or Dev? Anyone who volunteers?
You choose, Rin. You're the master. Brahmin.
Okay. Fine. Jaspreet, would you like to go for the table topic?
You are the master. I don't
Thank you. Thank you for taking it. Okay. If you could build a garden with only 3 plants, which ones would you grow?
With only 3.
3 plants. If you could build a garden with only 3 plants, which one would you grow? Which ones would you grow?
Yes, I do like having a small little garden, which I do have, but not very good at naming each one of them. I can identify them and all that. The gardener comes and takes care of it, and I'm there along with him, helping him, taking care in his absence. But yes, if you ask me which 3, so I am that much well versed with it that yes, I know which ones. So being a person who loves cooking delicacies, not needing a dough, definitely, not doing something which is the regular stuff, coming up with different things. So there I need my curry patta plant. That is the most important one. So apart from all the other plantations that I have, this is there next to my kitchen in the balcony. I have the curry patta over there, which is a part of each and every dish that I have to prepare. And my family says you cannot survive without this anywhere. And then another one that I love having is mint. And I very proudly make the mint chutney. And then for that, yes, I had the coriander also along with it. So mint coriander chutney, whenever I make, I tell them this is very organic. I've made it at home. So this is as far as utility is concerned, or something which I love using because, it's come out of my own hands. I take care of it myself. But along with it, it would be also, if I say maybe chrysanthemums or something, this is the best season to have chrysanthemums or roses. So chrysanthemums, I love from the very beginning. I don't know why, maybe somewhere in some literature chapter, I read about them. And I love the name. I love the colors in which they are available and the way they blossom. So these would be my 3 plants that I would love to have. Thank you.
Very well said, Jaspreet. Chrysanthemum, everyone can see them blooming this season, especially in Delhi. Smriti, shall I give you one table topic?
Sure.
Do you like to eat rajma rice? You eat pizza?
Not fond of both, but is that the topic?
I'll come to that. Okay. Should you eat rajma rice with your hand or with a fork and a spoon?
Dal chawal with a touch of ghee on the same makes my entire day. It can be a summer or a winter. Give me a platter with only these 3 ingredients. I'll be the best child in that particular house. But you have of days of odds and evens when mom cooks rajma. I don't know why, but I don't like the shape of rajma since a very childhood time. I fail to understand, is it a dal or it's a vegetable or it's something non-vegetable, non-vegetarian thing which I need to consume. So I always fail to catch up the shape and size of rajma which led to many other things like not eating and disliking it at a very long term. However, when it comes to any Indian delicacy, I am so fond of consuming the same with my hands. With passage of time, when I was in college, then graduated from that, moved to my master's degree, then further to my MBA degree, further to my job, I have gradually noticed how my food habit changed. Not only with respect to the food, but the way I eat food. That made me think, is this something naturally occur to everyone, or I have gradually developed because of the education I had? During my college thing, teacher, we had dedicated classes and session to use fork and spoon during my MBA classes and my MBA etiquette classes. So that made me have an awareness to use fork and spoon when you are in a public place. Having said that, I always find some or the other excuse to use my these hands and grab those rice, dal per se, and consume it and feel soulful and happy when I have my dinner or a lunch at any place with dal chawal. Thank you so much. Back to you, table topic master.
Very well said, Smriti. Now I'll take a topic. If Smriti, would you like to give me a topic?
Sure. Light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel.
I do believe that there is always light at the end of the tunnel. I can relate this with my own life. There are difficulties in whatever you do, in whatever I have done, but I've always believed that at the end, there is something good, something positive that is going to come out of that hard work, that difficulty. And it is also correct in everyone else's lives. When I started, I'll give you an example. When I started the course with ICBI, I started with a lot of enthusiasm. I had a little idea of what I was doing, and I was happy, anxious. When I started it, and I realized there was, we were going to have exams too. I started studying hard. I started appearing for my assignments day and night. There were times when I wanted to give up. It was long since I had studied. I had completed my initial studies, and after a long sabbatical, I had started all over again. And those were the times when my children told me, when my husband told me that, see, initially it is looking a little difficult, but over a period of time, when you actually finish all this, it would feel like it was nothing. And I truly believe that once I finished all my assignments, when I finished the course, I felt that, yes, it was so easy. So there was this light at the end of the tunnel, which I was waiting for. So those hard work, everything else paid, and there was light in my life as happiness and positivity. Thank you. I guess we are done with table topics. I would like to hand over the mic to Jaspreet. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thank you, Table Topics Master of the Day, for the superb table topics that you came up with. I had to think for some time. While joining the Speechcraft program, I could never think that the people behind the show could bring such tremendous improvement in the skills of so many people. Unbelievable it may seem, but true it is. All of us sitting here have been a witness to that and would acknowledge the same. Next, we move on to the evaluation of the table topics, and the evaluator is DTM Saurav Datta. It won't be wrong to say that his presence in the meeting leaves us enriched. His evaluations, feedback, educational presentations, everything is on point. I would sincerely want to express my gratitude to DTM Saurav for being such a strong pillar of Speechcraft. Over to you, DTM Saurav, for the evaluation of the table topics.
Thank you so much, Madam Toastmaster of the day. So let me start with the evaluation. Let me first evaluate the table topic master, and then I'll evaluate the table topic speakers. Good topics, specific questions, no ambiguity. It's always easy to answer these kind of topics, though you have to think, but you know exactly what is being asked for, right? So 3 mobile apps that would have made things easy. And the second one was a beauty, though I think that was kind of targeted. You know, somewhere it was more of a message than a topic, but anyways, I think we all got that. Poor Sarah. But apart from that, that all the topics were beautiful. Just one feedback is that when you give the topic to Smruti, you were a little concerned whether she eats Rajma Chawal or not. That doesn't matter, right? Because if she doesn't eat Rajma Chawal, then she will have to tackle the way she can, right? If she's like, you know, she's, are you already a burger person only? Like only burgers and fries, Smruti? No, not yet. Good. So in that case, if she has already made that transition, then in that case, she has to deal with the topic her own way. You know, she would have to say that, you know, once upon a time I used to eat Rajma Chawal. Now I only eat burgers and fries. So when I used to eat Rajma Chawal, I used to do this, right? So that's how you'll tackle it. So you don't worry so much about it. Okay, so let me now come to the speakers. Chitra, the first topic was which 3 mobile apps have made things easier for you? Again, look at the entire topic. 3 mobile apps made things easier for you. You talked about the first part. You didn't talk much about the second part. The easier for you. How did they make it easier for you? You just touched on banking and went that, you know, I don't have to go to the bank. What about the others? I watch. How does listening music make it easier for you? How does Pinterest makes it? What makes it easier? Pinterest, how does it make anything in your life easier? That part you did not at all cover. I'm repeatedly saying in a table topic, pay attention to the entire topic. Sometimes a very, you know, a there or a the here could create a lot of difference to the meaning of the sentence. So please always pay attention to that. The other thing is start with the answer. Whenever you have this kind of a topic, always start with the answer. Don't beat about the bush. Mobile phones are important. We can't leave. 40 seconds into your topic, you were still talking about mobile phones. You didn't reach the apps, right? So that is something that is not required. Start with the topic. Say that, you know, YouTube, Pinterest, banking apps. 3 things, 3 apps I can't live without. And why can't I live without all the 3? Well, 2 minutes is not sufficient. They are my 3 loves. So I will only talk about one of them. And today I will talk about my banking app. No, I don't love my banking app because there's a lot of money in them. That's one reason why I don't like them. But apart from the rest of it is fairly good. It doesn't make me go to the bank. It doesn't make me wait in the line. It doesn't make me this fun. And then you talk about your experience of when there was no banking app, then how you had to struggle, something like that. Then you got a complete package. So whenever you get a topic like this, where you're asked to say 3 things, it is, remember, the question was which 3 things have made things easier. You don't need to describe for all the 3. You can mention 3. You have to mention 3. That is non-negotiable. But you don't need to describe all the 3. You describe one depending on the time you have. Clear? This kind of topic, the best approach to take is what, why, how. What are the ones? Why are they easier, making your life easier? And how are they making your life easier? Whenever you get this kind of topics, use the what, why, and how approach. Sarah, poor girl. Okay. So you could have connected your story back to the topic. Like you could have said that previously, the only reason I would go to the kitchen is to get my Maggie done, or my tea done myself, or to nag my mom about what I want to have for lunch, breakfast, dinner, snacks, whatever. But then I started to live independently. And then I had to go to the kitchen for more reasons than one. One of that was kneading a dough out of a flour. That would be the last thing to do until I moved in on my own. I moved out on my own. But now it is one of the things that's a necessity. And then you talk about an experience where you had to learn something that you did not know. So what is essentially that this is a cryptic topic, right? And in a cryptic topic, what you need to do is you always have to decode the topic. So the topic, what is it saying? It is saying that this is a bare essential. We can't survive without roti, right? So they're saying that making a roti in a kitchen is the last thing I would do, though we all consume roti. So you have to give it that example that, the bare necessity when we need to meet, we sometimes learn the way to do it because it's about your survival. One of the approaches that you can use for this kind of thing, and you use that, but you've got to structure this better, use the past, present, and future approach. So what happened in the past? What are you doing in the future? And what are you doing in the present? And how do you see things moving in the future? Jaspreet, the same feedback which I gave to Chitra, I'll give you. Start with the answer. Which three? Okay, you again talked about the garden, what happens, the Mali comes, you are not good at gardening, blah, blah, blah. We'll listen to all of that. But first, tell us which three. Here again, like I gave that example. If someone asks your name, you don't start like this, right? I was born in 1977, and my dad and mom wanted to name me. But then my grandfather finally was able to name me. And for that, my grandfather and grandmother had a big fight. And then after that 30 seconds of lecture, you say, my name is Saurav. By the time you're there, the person will leave saying that who wants to know your name any which ways, get lost, right? So let's not do that. Let's give the answer first, and then we'll say why we want to do that. Always remember this. Again, mention three, talk in detail about one, because 1 to 2 minutes is never enough for talking, for doing justice to all the three. And again, use the what, why, and how approach. Smruti, lovely take of the topic. The way you spoke, everything is good. Now, because you are a Toastmaster, and that too, you're such an accomplished Toastmaster already. So I will be a little bit more critical about you. It's not about whether you did a good job. It's about that whether you could have done a better job given the kind of potential that you have. And you have immense potential as a speaker. I think we both know that. So again, start with the answer. First of all, that's a basic rookie mistake. I don't want you to make that mistakes. Use my hands, obviously. When it comes to Indian food, use my hands. Get that out of the way. Then let's move on to the more interesting part. Now, you are in a place where you have the best opportunity to add a story, right? Because this is some problem that I have been to US many times, but I've never stayed that like as long as you are doing 2-3 years at the stretch. So even for those brief stints also, I had that same problem. So I'm pretty sure you're facing that problem somewhere or the other. So think of us, it was so relatable. It was as if this topic was customized so that you could speak. Somewhere, Renu had done her research. So researching a speech, did we already finish that education session? We did, right? So she has taken it to a different level, researching of being a table topic master. So she's doing a research about who will get uncomfortable on which topic or who can speak on which topic. So good one. So you could have used that example, Smriti. You did not use any example which is from the present. Your examples were more about something you talked about here, something you talked about there. There was no story that was taking us to where you were. So that was missing. You can definitely do a better job in this. Renu, yesterday I was telling someone, when you're trying to sell something, sell the problem first before you sell the solution. People don't buy a solution till you have sold the problem. Even if you're trying to sell a Mercedes car, you first have to tell me, why do I need a car? How is my life so pathetic without a car? What am I missing out because I don't have a car? How miserable I am that I don't have a car. How can you not have a car? And after that, you tell me that you want to sell me a car, and you'll like, where do I sign? Where do I pay? That's the approach of selling, right? And that is something that you need to do when it comes to a topic like this. Light at the end of the tunnel. You talked about the light. Where is the tunnel? If the tunnel is 5 feet long, will the light at the end of the tunnel make a big difference? Compare that to a tunnel that is 5 kilometers long. You're driving and driving and driving, and there's like pitchless darkness. The only thing you see is the car headlights on the road, and then you see the sunlight. Compare that to you're standing at one end of the tunnel, you can already see the other end of the tunnel, there is light there. It's not fun. So build on the tunnel and then talk about ICB, I think, was a tunnel. So build on the tunnel, make that struggle look real. You made the struggle look so casual. I was like, okay, it's fine. You had a problem, you had to give assignments, your daughter came and said, Mama, come on, you can do it, you can do it. And then your mama was all over, like, I have arrived. Or, your husband said that you can do it, and you were like, okay, I have done it. You made the struggles look so casual and so small that the light never shone that bright. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. So that's it from my side. Thank you so much for the opportunity to evaluate you. It's always a pleasure listening to all of you. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day, Jasprit.
All of us are all ears when you are the evaluator, Diti and Saurav. Thank you so much for that. Today is the time to reflect on the experiences and achievements that defined the journey of each speech crafter. Let's hear from them how they have evolved, what they learned about themselves, and the impact these learnings have had on their lives. For this, let's venture into the next section, which is the prepared speeches, with a focus on speechcrafter experience of all the speechcraft experience of all the speechcrafters. The first speaker for the day is speechcrafter Chitra. She will be evaluated by speechcrafter Renu. Are you ready, speechcrafter Chitra? All right. Speechcrafter Chitra, hesitation to confidence. Hesitation to confidence, speechcrafter Chitra. Chitra, please unmute.
Today, I'm so excited to share my journey, which I had in this speechcraft session. Trust me, it's an incredible. For me, the journey that I traveled is a transformative, which transformed my approach to the public speaking. When I entered the program, the thought of crafting, compiling speech, coordinating vocal variety, expressing myself effectively, everything seems to be impossible. Why? Since I am an introvert person. However, this experience had taught me that public speaking is not just about delivering a message, it's an art that involves engaging the audience through structuring thoughtfully and captivating deliveries. Overcoming my initial hesitation to step up speak in front of everyone was really a significant milestone. The support from my fellow participants, Toastmasters, distinguished Toastmasters, helped me to find that courage to take that first crucial step. Table topics, one of the things I nowadays like and enjoy a lot. Table topics where the spontaneity is a key, I learned to embrace the unexpected. From moment of hesitation to a newfound ability to articulate my thoughts on the spot. This aspects of program has added an exciting dimension to my speaking journey. It was in these impromptu moments that I discovered the true essence of thinking on my feet and expressing myself with authenticity. Furthermore, I learned importance of vocal variety, word choices, tonality, expressing gestures. Everything was overlooked in the speeches earlier. Nowadays, now I came to know that they have proved and instrumented in the delivering speeches that just go beyond the words. It helps us to connect with the audiences on the deeper level. My journey revealed the power within me, which communicate the confidence and impactfulness. The Speechcraft experience was really and transformative since when I started, I used to speak up last. And nowadays, I try to speak up on the first, like, oh, I will go and try. Let's see. It's okay. If I fail, it's okay, not a big deal. So it gave me a safe environment. I gained essential skills in crafting speeches, delivering speeches, discovered my personal growth, my personal strength, my confidence, and equipped myself to communicate effectively in various settings. Last but not the least, thank you to each and everyone, and especially the coordinators from bringing this such a wonderful program, which helped me to look within me and explore my own power. Thank you so much.
That was great speech crafter, Chitra. Wonderful. Reflecting enables us to reconcile our weaknesses and strengths, and sharing the learning from our past experiences holistically with our community is the best way to grow in collaboration. I think this is what Chitra also was trying to tell us through her speech. Now I welcome Speechcrafter Sara as the next speaker. She will be evaluated by Speechcrafter Chitra. Okay, Sarah's speech focuses on word choice. Speechcrafter Sarah, New Year, maybe. New Year, maybe. Speechcrafter Sarah.
New Year, new me. Sounds like a fantastic plan. We're approaching that time of the year when the air is filled with excitement and anticipation for the new year. The time when we all start crafting those resolutions, promising ourselves that next year things will be different. But let me ask you this, why wait for the calendar to flip? You see, waiting for the new year to set goals is like waiting for the perfect weather to start jogging. It's always too hot, too cold, or too rainy. There's never a perfect time. Life doesn't come with a manual, and it certainly doesn't wait for us to catch up. The clock is ticking, and every second that passes is a moment lost that we can never reclaim. Imagine if we approached everything in life like we approach New Year resolutions. Oh, I'll start brushing my teeth regularly on the 1st of next month. Until then, let's embrace the chaos. That's just not how it works, right? Imagine if you are planning a journey. Would you wait until the new year to book your tickets? Or would you seize the opportunity when it presents itself? Goals are no different. They are journeys of self discovery, growth, and achievement. And the time to embark on that journey, it's not a date on the calendar, it's now. Procrastination, my friends, is a thief of time and dreams. It sneaks up on you, convincing you that there will be a better, more convenient time to start working on your goals. Life is busy and time flies faster than a pigeon when you try to feed it. But if we keep waiting for that perfect time, we might end up waiting forever. But remember, the most successful people didn't wait for the perfect moment. They created it. They understood the value of time and the importance of taking action. So, my fellow speech crafters and Toastmasters, let's redefine the concept of New Year's resolutions. Let's call them now resolutions. And instead of waiting for the new year to declare your intentions, declare them now. Change your destiny and let your actions speak louder than your words. Failure is just success in progress. Remember that. Don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect day, and the perfect year. Embrace the power of now and let's make every moment count on this incredible journey of self improvement.
Very well said, Sarah. It's always a pleasure to listen to you. Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened. While reflecting back, we may catch sight of a few roadblocks that obstructed our path in the past. But I'm sure today the focus and the gaze would be on milestones achieved during this entire journey. It is our hard work and perseverance that brought us to this point today. Let's celebrate our success so that we build our confidence and reinforce the same in the others too. With this, I call upon the next speech crafter to see what she has in store for us. Coming up next is speech crafter Renu. She will be evaluated by speech crafter Sarah. Speech crafter Renu, journey to transformation. Journey to transformation, speech crafter Renu.
The Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu has said that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Today, I'm reminded of the first step of the transformative journey I embarked upon at the Gabby's Speechcraft. A journey that has sculpted me into a more confident speaker. Today, I'm honored to share with you the profound impact this experience has had in my life, on my life. I still remember it was a Monday evening and the room was filled with an electric buzz of anticipation. I could feel the palpable energy as individuals from all walks of life had gathered here. Some were beginners like me, and some were experts in their fields. We all were clueless. However, we all were united by common purpose, and that was to master the art of communication. This was the scene that welcomed me to my first Speechcrafters meeting, a scene that soon became the canvas on which my speaking skills were painted. From my initial hesitant words to the resounding speeches, the transformation has been nothing short of remarkable. Speechcrafters has been my crucible, refining my communication skills with each speech and evaluation. It's not just a club, it's a laboratory where ideas are born, polished, and presented to the world. Each and every education section, question answers, discussions, and evaluations, whether mine or of others, have added value to my existing knowledge. At the very thought of impromptu speaking, I used to have goosebumps. However, after knowing the art of speaking, now I can handle the table topics with much ease without being anxious. I can weave coherent narratives on the spot to some extent now. I'm more agile and composed. Speechcrafters Club is a place where speakers are not born but crafted, where stumbling blocks become stepping stones, and where every mistake is a lesson in progress. I have learned that the power of words lies not just in their delivery, but in the authenticity behind them. I still remember the very first session where we all were feeling lost and anxious. DTM Saurav told us that no one is judged here in these meetings at the Speechcrafters Club. Whatever is shared here stays here. His words instantly put me at ease then. In conclusion, my journey from a hesitant speaker to standing before you today has been both humbling and empowering. Speechcrafters is not just a place to speak, it is a place to find one's voice, refine it, and let it echo beyond the confines of the meeting room. May we all, Speechcrafters, continue to sculpt our words, inspire others, and embrace the transformative power of effective communication. Over to you, Jaspreet.
Thanks a lot, Speechcrafter Renu. Your words today were an echo of my thoughts as well. Coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success. This is the best thing that Speechcraft has instilled in us. Collaborative learning in all its facets. The best example of this is the evaluation of prepared speeches by fellow speechcrafters. So let's move on and see an example of this happening right in front of us over here. Let's move on to the evaluation of the speeches. First, I call upon Speechcrafter Renu for evaluating the speech that was by Speechcrafter Chitra. Over to you, Renu.
The topic
I was
was
evaluating Sara, na? Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
okay. The topic for Speechcrafter Chitra was hesitation to confidence. Within the first 10 seconds, you had connected yourself with the audience. Every one of us would relate and connect with you. And definitely, I felt as if I was there and putting my heart out. So, good job done. And you were narrating your experiences, and the message was conveyed very well. It was coming straight from your heart. The impact was good, and it's, for me, it's a champion speech. Your voice modulation, your expressions, your body language, your timing, vocal variety, everything was perfect for me. I mean, I have seen your transformation. So for me, it was the best till now. Now, area of improvement. Now, I felt you were very confident. Everything was going well. And a little bit here and there, you were, stuck somewhere, but you suddenly moved ahead and took control of it. So a little bit more practice could definitely do wonders. Overall, it was a very good attempt. From hesitation to confidence, we could actually see the journey here today. Thank you.
All right. Chitra, are you ready with the evaluation? So let's have Speechcrafter Chitra evaluating the speech of Speechcrafter Sarah Sani.
Sarah, I can totally relate with your speech, a New Year resolution, which we every year do it. And like after a few days, it's like, okay, we'll do it and procrastinate and then leave. But on the contrary, however, you spoke about the power of now. So I can totally relate. Yes, we have to start it from it. So it was delivering a beautiful message. Okay, don't wait for the things to happen. Do it right now. Your body language, vocal variety were excellent. I can see a clear micro expressions on your faces when you were describing your daytime or your nighttime that time. I was expecting more adjectives adding to your speech, like a bright day, something like that. Some of the adjectives on some of the cases. Overall, your speech was wonderful. And of course, since we are approaching towards the new year, I will keep in mind to start from right now today instead of thinking and procrastinating. So thank you for this beautiful message as well.
All
Thank
right.
you,
Thank you so
Speechcraft.
much. Thank you so much. Now let's have Speechcrafter Sarah. She will evaluate the speech of Speechcrafter Renu.
Speechcrafter Renu. So your speech title was Journey to Transformation. And from the beginning till the end, I could see the changes and the transformation that was there from the beginning of the first session of Speechcraft till today. I could see the confidence that was there, the voice modulation, the good use of gestures. And I could really see that journey that you had taken over these few months. You connected well with the audience. You started by stating that we all had a common purpose, that was to learn the art of communication. And I believe that was a very well done um thing in your speech. And your objective was to reflect. It was a reflective speech on your journey for this speech crafter session. And your speech really impacted me because there were certain instances which really made me also reflect on my journey as a speech crafter. You talked about how every mistake that we make was a lesson, and how the speech crafter sessions have always provided us with a safe space, and I totally could connect with you and relate with you. I could see you had a lot of confidence, and you had good use of vocal vocabulary. There were good gestures. Um, One challenge that I would like to throw at you would be more use of expressions. there was still I could only make out your, like, I could not see that much expression, micro expressions, what we call. So I think that could be one challenge that you could use. And another one would be lighting. I think the lighting would be a little better. I think because the it was a little dull. Even if you had the micro expressions, I could not make them out. So these would be the two challenges that I would like to throw at you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Speechcraft Sarah, for that. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. Yes. For the comprehensive feedback of this entire session, we have DTM Nancy Goyle. She is the general evaluator today. It simply means that DTM Nancy has our report cards in her hands. How did each one of us conduct our roles? On a serious note, DTM Nancy will give feedback on every aspect of today's session, things that were good and things that could be better. Over to you, DTM Nancy.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Speechcraft to Jasprit. I'll start from the beginning of this meeting. The moment we started with the recording, there was a little bit of a glitch in understanding who's going to take up the command of the meeting. But immediately, our Speechcraft coordinator for today's meeting, she handed it over to Toastmaster of the Day. And oh God, the way our Toastmaster of the Day started the meeting with such beautiful quotes sprinkled all over, the way she handled it, the entire part from transitions to getting into speeches, introducing people, I'm amazed. I'm simply amazed. Especially the transitions part. You don't even get to understand whether you're moving from one speaker to the other speaker, whether it was a summary and now it's the introduction of the next speaker. That was so smoothly done. So that's kudos to you for that, Toastmaster of the Day. Next was our table topic master. Our table topic master is already, she has already been evaluated by our table topic evaluator. The way she has prepared the topics and given the topics to everyone, that was a good way of doing it. Very specific on the topics. Our table topic evaluator has done a good job in evaluating the table topic master as well as the speaker. So I'll refrain from making any further comments on the same. No comments on the same from my side. In general, I'll just say that I have been observing each one of you. At least I've seen you towards the beginning of this course, and I'm seeing you now. You all have made a considerable amount of improvement in the way you attempt table topics. Everyone has followed a path, no matter whether you were at a 4 or a 5 or 6 on a scale of 10 or maybe at 9. There is some specific improvement, and we could easily make that out. The jitters that you used to have, those were replaced by the pauses and calmness. Although within you, it could be butterflies, yet on your face, it was calmness. So that is one thing I observed in all of you. That's a job well done. Coming to the speeches part, the speeches, all 3 speeches were done beautifully. 2 were on experience and 1 was on word choice. For word choice, Sarah, I'm impressed the way you have used the rhetorical devices. It was a rampant usage of rhetorical devices. I just wished if I could hear more about the topic. You had so much of time to utilize, and that's the feedback for all of you. For Chitra and Renu, though Sarah speak for less than 3 minutes, Chitra and Renu, you also had 5 minutes of time. Whenever it's about speeches, ensure that you're utilizing the time. Sometimes, yes, you don't have much content and don't blabber much. But in your topics, in your speeches, you had a huge scope of sharing different aspects. So you could have utilized your time better. That's my feedback on the speeches. And one feedback for Toastmaster of the Day. When you are introducing a speaker or another section, wherever there's a change in time, ensure that you are talking about the time duration for that particular speech or the section, so that timer is aware that, okay, now the speech section is starting up. So Speech section duration is 3 to 5 minutes per speech. That way, it's just a reminder for the timer as Toastmaster of the day. Evaluations. Evaluations, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not sure whether you have taken up enough meetings to evaluate each other or evaluate anyone, but the evaluation was absolutely out of structure. The evaluations, I'll say more or less, most of you had no structure to the evaluation. Along with structure, you also need to justify the points that you're making for the speaker. And whatever points you were sharing without, whether it was about micro expressions or it was about body language or content, you need to be specific so that the speaker can improve. For example, if you tell somebody, let's say I'm speaking to Chitra, in your speech, if you were looking into the camera and speaking to me as if I'm your friend, I would have connected with your experience more. Right now, the way I'm looking at the camera, but not at the screen, the way I'm doing it right now. When I'm looking into camera, I'm making a connection to the audience. Sarah, in your speech, if you would have involved all of us, instead of just telling us that this is what we should do, rather ask us, make a question to the audience and ask them, do we already follow this? Maybe I'm not a person of new resolution. So if I'm not a person of new resolution, will I connect to your audience? Probably not. So if you are asking me this question and connecting with the audience, connecting with me, I would have listened to you better. Renu, your experience, yes, it was absolutely lovely to hear about your experience. But when you are being sad about certain things that you joined this program and you had no clue about it, those butterflies in your stomach, I couldn't feel those butterflies on your face as well. The expression was saying something else, while your words were communicating something else. If you would have used those micro expressions on your face when you are specifically talking about the sad part of it, being sad about the same thing, would have communicated it with more credibility and authenticity. And that's what I was looking for as a speaker, as an audience. Just taking these specific examples and building your evaluation on the same, especially when it comes to areas of improvement, it gives the speaker the way forward. What is it that I missed? Now, if we make generic statements, what happens is in generic statements, I personally have felt this thing. Some evaluator came and said, you had no micro expressions or you don't have any facial expressions on your face. I felt that I had facial expressions, at least I smiled. Now, whether this smile was relevant to particular statement that I made during the speech, that is subject to opinion, right? That's subject to the different audience we have. So if that person is telling me that you said this, but you were smiling while saying this, then I'll be able to understand that, yes, this is something I did subconsciously that I need to improve. So when you're delivering an evaluation speech, you need to have a structure. Do you know about the structure of evaluation speeches?
Yeah, I
So why
tried to
didn't you?
use coin, but maybe I missed the word where I should have told Chitra that here you stuttered a little or something. And this is my first evaluation, so maybe
Oh, wow.
I need a little bit more to practice.
Okay, so you already have the structure. Try to put your evaluation in that structure and practice more and more. I'm seeing just within all the meetings, I think her practice is now going beyond her own Speechcraft meetings. So that way, why are you limited to your own Speechcraft batch? Go ahead and take up stage, pick up evaluations, pick up speeches. Even if you have completed your own speeches, still take up a slot and repeat any of the speech that you want. There's no stopping here. We have one more Speechcraft meeting left. It's on 29th. Just feel free to join that one. That's about my journal evaluation. I think I've covered all except for the timer. The timer did a wonderful job in making note of the time. he has also ensured that I get to know the time in the chat box from the chat box itself. So yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Dev. That was a wonderful job done. And everyone, kudos to you for taking up your first step and reaching here. That's amazing. With this, I hand it over back to Toastmaster of the Day, Jasprit Kaur.
Thank you so much for this candid evaluation, DTM Nancy. I think you made the day for all of us. And having you in the meeting itself is enriching enough. All good things must come to an end, they say. Today, let's see it this way. The end is never the end. It is always the beginning of something new. We should remember that life is a series of interconnected chapters. The ending of one chapter signifies the beginning of another, offering us the chance to grow, learn, and create new experiences. While reflecting on the past is important, it's equally crucial to look forward as well, to anticipate the possibilities that the next step holds for us, and to approach it with optimism and an open mind. With this, I would call over Toastmaster Smriti, the coordinator of the Saturday batch, to take over the proceedings of the session from here. Toastmaster Smriti, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Speechcrafter Jasprit. Kudos to each and every role taker to make sure that we end up on time as per the agenda and to successfully complete the entire session. A big round of applause to each and everyone being a speaker, evaluator, Toastmaster of the day, our table topic master, table topic evaluator, and our general evaluator. Thank you so much. I would pick where Jasprit left that it's never an end, it's a beginning of something new. We have completed the Saturday batch to be very specific, and every success is incomplete without a gratitude, without an acknowledgement, and without acknowledging the journey all put together. So, in order to have the same, definitely we have a lot of things planned for the speech crafters down the line. But to throw more light on the specifics, I would request distinguished Toastmaster Nancy to please take over the stage and let us know the way forward for all the speech crafters from here. Distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Smriti. All right, before I talk about the way forward, I want you all to reflect back once again. How's been your journey? Where did you all started and where have you reached? Let's be candid and casual. You can call it a feedback. Yes, Sarah.
So I think one point that's coming to my mind would be the impromptu table topic speeches. I am I'm like able to I'm fairly okay with prepared speeches, but yes, with impromptu speeches, I used to often find myself in a tight spot because again, I was not very like I was not sure what kind of topics would be asked. Generally, as a student, I've also been told you should be good with GK. That is what comes everywhere, and I am that like I was a little nervous regarding the kind of topics that would be asked. But over the sessions, over the various sessions, I have seen that I initially was a little I would say nervous to take up a table topic on my own or volunteer for them. But now, whereas I feel that, okay, let's just get it over with, I'll volunteer first or second or a little bit that. So I can see that improvement in me. And also, definitely the structure that has been told, the point, example, rational, and the point. I think that I keep on trying to, I always write it down and try to follow those points as well. So I think that has, again, change the way I attempt an impromptu speech. So that would be one journey that I have seen an improvement.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah. How about you, Chitra?
As you know, Nancy, when I just spoke to you first, I was like, I just want to upskill my skill, and I'm not looking for any certificate or nothing. But yes, now you can see the change. When we had a conversation, I told you that I can't speak in front of a people. But now, who especially Jasprit might be knowing from last session, table topic, I'm the first. Let me go first. Whether it is wrong, right, doesn't matter. But yes, now I can speak in front of a people. That's what actually I
That's lovely. When you started talking about mobile apps, I was actually recollecting those moments of my call with you when we were talking about it. Nancy, are you sure? Do I need to get into this? Will I learn public speaking? I'm really afraid of the same thing. So these were your questions, and from that moment till this moment, when you're talking about mobile apps and answering the question in such a structured manner, although we had some feedback from TTM Saur, but yes, I know where you are coming from and where you have reached. So it's really heartwarming to see that. So thank you, Chitra. Moving on with Renu.
Yeah, it all started with Sarah telling me, Mama, I want to do some kind of public speaking session. And when it came in front of us through ICBI, I had told her last time. Then also I had asked whether she could attempt. You said yes, but then she had exams. So this time I didn't want to miss this opportunity. I told her and she was ready. And of course, with her, I was also ready. I also wanted to. And my taking up this topic, my purpose again was the table topics, because we can speak endlessly on anything, but when it comes to impromptu, again, there is a fear that, okay, I don't know if something comes and I'm not able to answer, then what? But see, road is still a lot to cover. The journey is still going on. But now again, the butterflies which we used to have, the goosebumps which I used to have, अरे मेरा number आ रहा है, I'm going to speak, okay, what to think, how to think. Although they say पहले 10 seconds सोचो, कुछ नहीं, it's always brain freeze. Initially, it used to be like that. So there is a huge difference between then and now, because we know, okay, और कुछ नहीं है, okay, use the prep method. Yeah, example this, that. At times there are topics when you get stuck, but then it's okay. Now we are not afraid of being judged. The day DTM Saurav said, ki, although he is the one who's straightforward, ekdam se, but we still love to hear his comments. What does he say? So, I mean, when he says nobody is judging you, of course, although we don't, doesn't really bother much, but yes, this is one of the apprehensions, I believe. Once that is out, then it's okay. And let something or the other comes. And of course, we need a lot of practice even now. I mean, till the time we are speaking and DTM Saurav is saying, yeah, it is wonderful, then that is the day when I feel I'm done with this. So for me, it is a long journey. But yes, the experience has been wonderful. I really enjoyed every bit of it. Of course, there were few moments, although I'm doing image also, so everything is overwhelming. One speech is over and you're again bothered about the next. You have to think and think of something different. So that used to be a little bit overwhelming, but yes, I crossed that tunnel and yes, the light is now, I can see the light on the other side. Thank you.
So for good 7 weeks, I was under impression that it was Renu who brought Sarah, Jasprit, and Shivani. But then in the last Friday meeting, I got to understand it's the other way around. It's Sarah who brought Renu, Jasprit, and Shivani.
The chain reaction started from
She got me and I told them, okay, I am enrolling myself. They said, okay, we also want. I said, why do you want? You people are good and English sab aata hai. Shivani, why do you want this? You are so good with the speaking part. English to mujhe zarurat hai. So they said, why? Don't you want that we also need to upskill ourselves? I said, okay, fine. Soch lo, it's English, okay? So they all wanted and that's how. So
No, that's a very beautiful point you brought. English to mujhe zarurat hai, ya fir, why do you all need?
now I
Do you
understand what it
understand?
is. Yeah, now I
Do you
understand.
understand why do we need it? Are you able to understand where you can implement the skills that you have learned here outside Speechcraft program? Do you have the way forward for all of you, Sarah, Chitra, Renu? What do you think about it?
No, see, we, as soft skills trainers, when we say impromptu topics, so these are the, I can imagine one question coming from any audience. So I have to, I mean, answer that, of course. So for that, I need to know what to speak, how to speak, and where all I need to give examples. So it is definitely going to help with my soft skills. And when it comes to, I mean, there's one more thing which I forgot. When it came up for me, I asked Chitrakshi, who's the Delhi chapter secretary. So I asked her, she said, I have done it. It's nice. I said, kya hai? I mean, what is so special about it? She said, there's only one thing. When I joined, I also thought that, okay, kya hi sikha lenge? But then when I joined, there was no looking back. So for me, Chitrakshi was the inspiration. Okay, if she could go, so I need to go. And that's how we all started.
How about you, Chitra and Sarah? I'm purposely excluding Jasprit because her turn would come in her batch itself, and I know I'll find her there as well. Okay, Sarah, Chitra. Yes, Chitra.
For me, I'm using nowadays everywhere. First, I used to be so hesitant to speak anywhere. Even in my family members, if it 10 people are sitting, I will be the one who is the quietest one. But
Okay.
nowadays, it is not the case. It has totally been opposite.
Are they happy
Now,
with it?
yeah, and yeah, if Smriti might have attended, then she might be knowing every my speeches has some or the other uh, messages which I can include in my trainings as well. So I purposely took such kind of a topics only that it can help me to give an examples if I am delivering any training to anywhere, even if it's for 1 hour or 2 hours. Nowadays, hours are bit reduced when I speak in the group. One on one, it was okay to have a conversation, but in group, I was like, no, I can't. That is how much I improved. I can see that thing in me. Now I don't have butterflies while attending any of the topics. Yes, I am not bit prepared. Still, I have to work more on vocal varieties, which I think that when I give a speech, everything is out of the thing. I don't know what is happening on the other side. So somewhere I feel vocal variety is bit needed in my speech. So I'm
That's
still
what you have
working. Let's see.
identified here. Okay, Sarah.
So with me also, again, like I had said, one was the impromptu speaking, and another one which I have noticed is initially, like I had a very fast way of speaking. I used to speak very fast, and because of that, I used to always sometimes like eat up the words. Like it used to be very um like yeah, you could make out what I was saying, but again I felt like I wasn't pronouncing them correctly. But now somewhere or the other, I have consciously started to slow down whenever I realize that I am speaking quite fast. Then I consciously reduce and calm myself down. And yeah, that is also another thing which I have seen, and I think that will definitely help me um, further in my career as well, because I have to deal with clients who'll be coming to me as a psychologist, and there again they might be asking me certain questions where I have to impromptu uh, I have to speak probably from my knowledge of the subject or from my own experiences. So again, I think this has helped me increase my confidence as well, and also helped me to remain calm and in a deliver whatever I want to say in a proper manner. So definitely, it has really helped me.
That's lovely. That's really lovely to know that each of you have not just gone through this program, but also understood the application of it outside Speechcraft. That's more important. Whether I am working as a data analyst or I'm working as a trainer, I needed to understand whatever I'm learning in Toastmasters or Speechcraft or whatever I'm doing here, whether I can implement the same outside or not. And trust me, this is just the beginning. The things that you have shared just now, that you have started learning more about TT, how to attempt TT. The biggest challenge that you face outside Speechcraft program will be that once you're out of practice, you'll start forgetting things. This is something that needs continuous practice. And that is why we have got Smruti, Manvi, people who have been part of this from quite some time, because they are not only seeing the application out of it, they see opportunities to grow further and further and further. The more applications we have outside Speechcraft, outside Toastmasters, you see Smruti, Chitrakshi, all of these, they were speech crafters, and 8 weeks were not enough. They said, okay, we want to learn more. And that's where they join Toastmasters. One thing, whenever you're going out of, now this is the last meeting and you're going out of Speechcraft, I want you to understand your way forward, not just in terms of application of the skills that you have learned here. Immediately when you'll go out, definitely you can get in touch with your personal connects or clients. You can be more confident. But in case you have no other way of practice, how are you planning to practice the same? What is your way forward? And in fact, if you are practicing it during your training sessions or practicing it with your clients, with your leads, with your personal connects, what generally the challenge is, personal connects, they'll listen to you once, they'll not even be fully attentive. You'll tell them that this is my speech and they'll be like, ha, acha tha. Now, are you getting evaluated there? No one is there to evaluate you. That's one challenge that I've personally found. When it comes to jobs, any kind of job you are at, you can probably ask your manager about any evaluation of your work, the way you handle the client or anything. Either you will get a very good feedback saying, oh, Nancy, you were great. Or you will get a feedback saying, what did you do? But there won't be a proper evaluation where someone would be investing their time in you to tell you that this is one thing. If you would have improved further, you would have handled the client better. There's no evaluation, it's just feedback. If you're dealing with leads or clients, they either sign up with you or they leave you. Nobody tells you why they're leaving. So that's where the challenge occurs. And that's been my constant challenge. I'm sure Smruti, Manvi, they can also conquer with the same, this kind of challenge that we have outside this environment. This is warm and friendly, but at the same time, somewhat competitive. We do have contests, we do have other things, and we do have people to mentor. We do have people to provide evaluation, help us uplift, encourage us whenever, in fact, there have been times when I'm not doing emotionally well because of certain situations in my life. And there were these Toastmasters, these speech crafters around me who were my ray of hope, my light at the end of the tunnel, telling me that, no, Nancy, there is this light, and we are standing here. Just get up, start speaking, and we will be there to cheer for you at the end of the tunnel as your light. And that way, Toastmasters and Speechcraft programs have helped me during my personal life situations as well. I just want you all to understand, do you have a way forward? Before I start talking about it, do you think you have a way forward once you go out of it? Application is what we have talked about. What has been the transformation that we have talked about? You already understand that it's not just about English. It's not just about your confidence or communication skills. There's much beyond the same. When we are providing evaluation, we are also actively listening to the other person. That way, we don't have this kind of span that we can sit attentively and listen to others. And that kind of attention span is helping us with our relations as well in many scenarios. So yes, most of you talked about TT, but there's so much beyond this. In fact, there are many projects in Toastmasters that we have attempted. I have attempted, one project was present a proposal. This was just the basics that we covered, but presenting a proposal, that helped me present a proposal to a client who is a coveted government officer and now a client to me. Someone who is much older than me, who is doing very well in his life, Handling a client like that was something I could never imagine that I could do. But yes, I practiced it here. The next one is handling difficult audience. I still remember my experience with the MBA college students. And the moment I entered the class, you know, the guys, the moment they see a girl dressed up in formals entering the class, either they're like, oh, you are the new student, or are you the trainer? Really? And that kind of crowd I had, the way I handled them, not by scolding them or giving them punishment, but I had my own ways of handling it. Everyone was just amazed that, okay, by end of the session, they were all attentively listening. I was there for almost 3 or 4 hours of continuous sessions, but all the kind of naughty things they were doing, like they were banging their hands on the bench the moment I entered. They were trying different kind of noises. And in fact, I told them to not use mobile phones. And I remember one of them sent my video on Instagram to my account saying, ma'am, this is your video. That's difficult audience. And believe it or not, it happens. The moment I would have lost my cool, I would have lost the job, the entire assignment. That college would never ask me to come and do a training session there again. But I practiced the same before in the Toastmasters. And that helped me stay calm and cool. Smriti has personally attended these projects in many meetings, and she has seen how people easily lose their cool and do some rubbish things that they don't intend to do. And that's what Toastmasters prepares you for. So yes, this is a way forward for many of the speech crafters if they are interested. All I want you to understand is that you think about it. You be a part of Toastmaster because you want to be a part of Toastmasters, not because anyone is telling you about. I'm just telling you that what all do we have in Toastmasters that you can leverage. Something that we don't get privy to in our regular day-to-day life. Okay. All
Yeah.
right, that's about it.
Yeah, Nancy, could you just tell us what all do we have and how do we go about it? I mean, how many times do we have that? Thrice a week, I suppose, if I'm not wrong. The
Okay,
Toastmaster
so
thing. Yeah.
there's a difference between Speechcraft meetings and Toastmasters meetings, and the difference is that Speechcraft is it's extensively handled by the coordinators, and you have to follow the same path. But Toastmasters is extremely self-paced. So whether you are available on Tuesday, we meet thrice a week, which is where Gabby's is different from all other clubs. Every club meets once a week or bi-weekly. That's the maximum frequency. But the Gabby's, since we are so enthusiastic about so many things that we are meeting thrice a week. But for you as a member, it's an option to attend any of the meetings or many of the meetings. Okay. So you don't need to bother that you have to be available all the time. No, that's not the case, but you can be available any of the timings. So timing is mentioned over here: Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Tuesday, 7:30, Thursday, 7 p.m., and Saturday, 10 a.m. Whatever path suits you, you can attend those meetings. And in fact, if this doesn't suit you, once you're a member of Toastmaster, you can attend any meeting globally. We have got ties with clubs in USA, in Canada, in Egypt, in Berlin. I have attended many meetings in Australia, UAE, Ukraine. You can go to any club and speak and befriend them, uh, network with them. So that way,
We have,
it's unlimited.
sorry, I'm cutting you. We have speeches also every time we are attending the topic. What is the agenda? I have attended one, if I'm not wrong. I remember the table topics, but rest I don't remember what it was.
Okay, so agenda is more or less like this. You all have same curriculum, 5 levels and 16 projects. You just need to tell your VP education that This is a project that I'm attempting. It's level 2 project or level 3 project that I'm at. I'm attempting this. So same day, the way it happened today, Sarah was attempting word choice, but you are attempting the next project. That way, you just need to tell the VP Education that this is a project I'm attempting on so and so date. Book your slot and start speaking. That way, you can do a speech. Um, in Toastmasters meetings, one thing that is not that is different from Speechcraft meeting is this, that here all of you were asked to do your speeches on same day or at least plan your speeches. But there we have got almost 80 members and you have to book your slot. I'm available on so or so date. I'll be doing my speech then. That way you just book your slot. That is the only difference. Whether it's in an external club or within Gabby's, you can do your speeches anywhere, but book your slot. That's the
And
difference.
how often do we speak?
That's up to you.
No, do we have some criteria that we have 12 to be completed or we have 16?
No. So there are people who have completed 16 projects in 16 months, 16 years, and there are people who have completed 16 projects in 16 days as well. So it's up to you whether you want to do your speeches one after the other in the same day. We can get you slots in different clubs. So that's why it's self-paced. Okay, that's how it is structured. But the projects are definitely much beyond the levels that we have learned here. What you have covered so far is almost level 1 and level 2 projects. And level 3, level 4, level 5, we have got projects like handling difficult audience, present a proposal, persuasive speaking, building a team, leading a team, motivating others, learning about motivational strategies, persuading others, panel discussion, being a panel moderator and getting your own speakers, handling question and answer round. So prepping for an interview. So you will be having an interviewer in front of you who will be asking you questions. So all these kinds of projects are there and we attempt those within Toastmasters meetings. You just need to book your slot.
And is there any, say like we started with this, that there was a particular day when it started, day 1 and all those things. So do we have, I mean, we can, anytime we can.
Anytime you enter Toastmasters Club, there's no day 1, day 2, day 3. Yes, we do have meeting numbers, but what happens is even if you're attending meeting 162 versus attending 255, there won't be any change. All meetings are same, only speakers and role takers differ. So someday you are an evaluator, the other day you are a table topic master, almost similar roles, but in much depth. Like we also have our counter and grammarian roles, listener role as well. So you will have more roles to play with, to be actively listening to others. You can take up evaluations there as well and do your evaluations. You can do TT every time you attend a meeting. So that way, just raise your hand and do TT. Here, TTO is for everyone. Again, there you have to raise your hand and speak. That's where it's self-paced. But yes, you can attend as many meetings as you want.
And we don't have mentors, and we
You do have mentors.
we have, and
You do have.
educational sessions we don't have.
Educational sessions are not part of regular meetings, but we thoroughly believe that we learned on the go because here it was handling everyone with a kids club. There, when you are speaking on the go, that way your evaluators are good enough to tell you that this is something that you need to improve upon, and your mentors are there to help you with the same part, how to improve on that part, how you can work better on your speech. At least your mentor is there to notice your behavior, that you are just doing TT and you're not doing anything else. This is something that you need to improve upon. This is something that you need to jump into. I'm mentoring Smruti, so I'm not sure how satisfied she is with me as her mentor, but at least I ensure that whenever there's a feedback, I do reach out to her and tell her that this is what one thing that you're doing really well, or this is one thing that you need to improve upon. Next time, please take care of this. So yes, you have your mentors to work with. You can continue with the same mentors, or you can choose another mentor from the club. That's a choice we will give you, but mentors will be there.
And the duration is from 1 month to infinite months, right?
We have got a cycle of 6 months. Every time you are taking up membership, it's from October till March and April till September. So if you are joining in the middle of the cycle, you will be paying for just for that cycle ka leftover months. For example, from if you want to join from 1st of January, you will be paying for 3 months and then the next cycle. But it's not infinite. It's just for 6 months every time you renew.
Okay. So the people who are like all of you, are you all volunteers or few of them are paid also?
We all are paid members of the
You're paid
Gabbies. We are
now.
volunteers here in Speechcraft.
Okay. I just wanted to know.
Yes.
And one thing before, I join next is I must, I don't know, Manvi is here or not, one of the best coordinators we had. So anytime, you are in any situation, she's always there with a smile. No problem. Don't worry. We'll do it next time. I'll
She's
manage.
listening to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell her. So, you have good people to work with.
We all are members of the club, paid members. We are all working professionals and we are into different professions. We have got lawyers, we have got cancer specialists as part of the club, we have got homemakers, we have got business women and whatnot. It's just an amazing group of women. It's not just limited to ICBI, but many other professions. You will love to meet all of them during the meeting. The experience that they share, you get to understand the different kind of audience. Suppose you're speaking to a lawyer. If you are training lawyers someday, you will know that this is how lawyers think. So that way, it's just opening up your horizon to unlimited opportunities.
Yeah.
So we are really happy to be part of the Gabbies. I can speak on behalf of Smruti and Manvi as well. And we are volunteers here in Speechcraft. We are not getting paid for anything. We are paying to learn from this experience.
That's great. The amount of work, hard work and time you are putting in here is really commendable. So, good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Renu. And thanks, Sarah and Chitra. It's lovely to have you here in Speechcraft. I've just one more announcement to make apart from, okay, so for membership, we have got a special discount going on since you are the ones through which our club corpus was built. So whatever amount that you have paid, we didn't get paid for the same. Like I said, we are volunteers here. That has gone to our club corpus. So anything, any activity that our club does, that's where we use our club corpus. It is nothing personal, no one's personal financials. Since you are the reason, just do the math, 38 people and 5,000 per head. We got a huge amount. Since you are the reason, the club has decided to give it back to you in terms of your education. So when you are taking up membership with any Toastmasters club, you have to pay 2,000 for your new membership fee, which converts to your education fee, and the membership fee of monthly membership fee, like I said, by the cycle. So that's 1,000 per month. Now, since you are the ones due to which our corpus is huge, we have decided to give it back to you 2,000 itself if you're taking up membership for 9 months, starting from Jan till September. And if you are deciding to take up membership for 3 months, then the discount is 500 rupees. That's what the announcement is. Another thing that I wanted to share with you, whatever you have learned here, I would want you to practice that in the next 15 days and prepare a social speech. We are conducting a graduation ceremony in the presence of our chief guests, Rakesh sir and Suman ma'am. Getting their time slot is one of the most difficult things I've found so far. And they have graciously agreed to be here, to be attentive in listening to our speech crafters. And we have decided that every speech crafter will be given 3 to 4 minutes of time to present a toast, to raise a toast in front of them. Whatever you like in the program, but whatever you liked in ICBI or anyone you want to raise a toast to, maybe to your coordinator, to your program coordinator, Speechcraft coordinator, to Rakesh sir, to Suman ma'am, or to ICBI, or to Toastmasters team, or to entire universe. It's up to you. But prepare a speech for 3 to 4 minutes. That's your time in front of them. They have also committed that at least one of them will be there for the entire ceremony. If not two, both, if not two, but one will be there for sure. And this is your opportunity to showcase your skills that you have learned. ICBI is more about public speaking, training opportunities, and this is your window to showcase that yes, you are confident enough to grab any opportunity that is coming ICBI way. And yes, you are ready to get into the real world and start doing the trainings with them, with ICBI, with right. So this ceremony is planned on 12th of January, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Make yourself available. Manvi, I think all of them qualified, Chitra, Renu, and Sarah. Yes.
Yes, they all are qualified.
Yes, so you all will be facilitated your certificates, your Speechcraft completion certificates during your graduation ceremony itself. Make yourself available for the same.
Thank you
Okay.
so much. Thank you.
For any further details, please get in touch with your respective coordinators. They will know whether you want to take membership or you want to know more about the speech that you want to do. Both the things, you can learn it more from your respective coordinators. All right, that's about it. Any questions from anyone? Anything on Toastmasters or graduation ceremony? No questions? Okay, with this, I hand it over back to Toastmaster Smriti.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy, for giving us a detailed information regarding the way forward. I'm sure it might have given a better clarity for all our speech crafters to think through. As DTM Nancy has mentioned, it's very crucial to know where we are heading and where we are going to implement what we have learned. The moment we lose the practice, we lose the game. So, and I'm confident and positive that you might have at least given a thought, and with time, the time progress will have better clarity down the lane. So with that, we are good with our Saturday batch. Thank you so much for successfully completing it with us. Those who are up, 29th, we are meeting again. It's on Friday. That will be the last batch of the Impulse Speechcraft session. So looking forward there. Thank you so much once again. I hereby close the meeting. And yeah.
Thank you.